Welcome to the Uppsala Conflict Data Program. This video will show you how to use the UCDP Conflict Encyclopedia in order to find all the information available. Let's get started. This is the front page of the Conflict Encyclopedia. There are two options to view this page: the Countries in Conflict view or the Fatalities view. If we begin with the Fatalities view, these circles indicate an event that has been included in the UCDP data. If you click on them, you can keep clicking until you find information on the event that you're interested in. If we zoom out again, we can see, and for example, you want to look at another country such as Papua New Guinea. You can use the hand function to click, hold and drag until you find the area that you're interested in. At the bottom of the screen is a graph. Here in the Fatalities view, it shows the number of deaths that has occurred across the selected years, 1989 to 2017, across all categories of violence collected by UCDP. If you go to the triangles at the bottom and drag them along to the years that you're interested in, you can see that the events change in order to correspond to the year selected in the graph. Furthermore, if you're interested in looking at the events in one specific type of violence, say one-sided violence, you can unclick the other categories and the graph will then only show the type of violence that you're interested in, and you can hold the mouse over each point on the graph in order to see how many died in that year precisely, as well as the events which correspond to show the types of violence reflected in the graph. If we return these back to the map and now look at the buttons on the left-hand side, the About button here can be clicked in order to open a new tab where you will reach all the information on UCDP which is located within the Uppsala University homepage. So for example, here you can find information on our definitions, our methodology, as well as pre-prepared charts, graphs and maps using UCDP data, which can be downloaded for your use. Below this are two options to access the UCDP data. If you want to use API, you can click on this in order to reach a page which tells you further how to use it. If you just want to download the UCDP datasets, you can reach our download page by clicking on the download button. Here you will find all our latest versions of our datasets, as well as an option if you're interested in any historical versions. When you select the dataset that you're interested in, you'll find all the different versions that we have available that you can download, as well as the codebook accompanying each dataset. And this final button here shows the data and information on the most recent year that there is data that has been published by UCDP. In this case, 2017 is the most recent year that UCDP has published data on. Therefore, as you can see, there is a graph similar to the front page, and once again, a legend where you can click or unclick in order to look at the categories of violence that you're interested in, as well as sliders at the bottom in which you can slide in order to look at the exact months that you're interested in. For example, the last months of 2017, and you can also hover above the circles on the graph in order to see exactly how many fatalities there were recorded in each type of violence. If you continue down the page, you can see there is a map, just like the front page, that you can click, hold and drag in order to look at other places at. And you can also, again, click on the circles in order to look at the types of violence that are included. As you can see, 2017 was the most recent year that data has been published on by UCDP. Similar to the front page, there is a graph where you can slide to look at the months that you are interested in. You can also hover over each point on the graph in order to see the exact number of deaths involved in that period of time, as well as click to focus on one type of violence. Again, the map can be dragged in order to look at where you are interested in, and you can again click on the events to see the violence that you are interested in. If you keep scrolling to the bottom of the page, you will find information accompanying the page, as well as on the left-hand side, all the actors, as well as all the other conflicts and dyads that have been involved in organised violence during 2017, separated into the distinct UCDP categories of violence, along with the respective countries that have been affected. And you can just click on these buttons in order to expand and look for the dyad or actor or country or conflict that you are interested in. And if you want to look for more information, here, wherever the hand tool appears, you can click in order to find more information about it. So this is one way to explore the conflict encyclopedia. Another way is to go back to the front page, and if we click on the countries in conflict view, you can see that now there are countries highlighted where there has been conflict events occurring during the time frame within the graph at the bottom. And just like on the fatalities view, if you scroll along, the number of countries highlighted will change to reflect those that have been affected by organised violence during the time period selected. Now, if you want to find further information about a specific country, for example, here let's click on Sudan. You'll reach the country page where, just like the previous page, it is set up in the same way, but here we'll have a text that talks about the country in question, Sudan. Now, if you are interested in finding out all about the organised violence that has occurred in Sudan as a country, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and add the data on Sudan to your download list, and this will appear in this shopping basket, which is at the top of your screen at all times as you navigate through the conflict encyclopedia. But if you're interested in a specific conflict, for example, the government conflict in Sudan, you can click there on the tab in order to reach the relevant conflict page. And if you would like to find out more about the conflict, you can also find other information that we have included here in the Read More button that will take you to a new tab. Here, for example, will be information on the incompatibility, the groups that were engaged in the violence and during which years, best high and low estimates, and so forth. If, however, you are interested in a specific group that has been involved in violence in this conflict, say, for example, SLMA, you can click on the dyad, and this will take you to the dyad page, which specifically shows the events that have been involved in this particular dyad. Again, if you want to find out more information about this that's not included in this conflict text, you can click on the Read More button, and here you'll find information, for example, on the first use of armed violence, the number of deaths involved between these two pairs of actors. However, if you are interested in finding out about a specific actor, you can also click on the actor, and then here you'll reach an actor page, which works just like the other pages, but when you click on the Read More button, there will be information on the group's full name, troop size or any secondary support that we have, etc. In addition, throughout these pages, if you decide, actually, I'm not interested in finding out information on all the organized violence on Sudan, but more specifically on this particular group, you can add to the download list and go to the shopping basket, remove the Sudan data that you've downloaded, and then proceed to download. This will provide you with an Excel file with all the data. One final way to explore the conflict encyclopedia is to use this search bar at the top. So, for example, if you're interested in finding out information about a specific actor, conflict, dyad, or country, you can just type it in here. For example, let's try GAM, and I want to find out information about this group. But actually, I decide that I want to look at the conflict dyads that they've been engaged in. Here, I click on this group to see a page where, and here there is a download list again, so if I'm interested in seeing that data, I can add it to my shopping basket. So that's it for this tutorial video. If you have any further questions on UCDP and its data, please feel free to contact the program at ucdp@pcr.uu.se. Thank you for listening. Now go get exploring.